guys, what we're going to be doing is taking this table and writing out the equation y equals mx plus b. This whole thing is slope-intercept form. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. Hopefully this video quality is decent. I am doing it off my cell phone. What we're going to do first is find slope. Since slope is our m, that means it's going to be our change in y over our change in x. So when I come over here, I'm going to look at my y. I can see I went from 2 to 3. When you go from 2 to 3, you're adding 1. I went from 5 to 6. How do I go from 5 to 6? Well, I'm adding 1. But I'm not done yet. I need to put my change in y, which is this 1 over. My change in x, which is that 1 over 1. 1 over 1, or 1 divided by 1, excuse me, is 1. So my m is 1. So my equation right now is going to look like y equals 1 x. Okay? But I don't know what my b is. My b is my y-intercept. Now, to figure out your y-intercept, you have to figure out where x is 0. Well, there's no 0 on the x, okay? There's a 0 on the y, but just because there's a 0 on a y doesn't mean anything. So I need to figure out where x is 0. Wherever x is 0, the number beside it will be my y-intercept. We're starting off at 3, so I'm going to work my way backwards. So I'm going to go to 3, and I'm going to subtract 1. The reason I'm subtracting 1 is all of these 3 to 4 is going up 1. 4 to 5 is up 1. It's all going up by 1. So 3 minus 1, that's going to get me 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So now we're at 0. Now you can see I went up 3 times. So I have to do the same exact thing over here. Now, you always have to double check. What are you going up by here? Because if it's different, then you're going to go up differently. This whole thing is going up by 1. So we're going to go down by 1, just like over here. And that gets me -1. Then I do it again. -1 minus 1 gets me -2. Now there's 2 loops here, 2 loops here, but there's 3 to get to the 0, so I have to go up again. And that's going to get me -3. So that -3, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write -3. You're never going to do plus -3 or plus -3 because that's not how they're going to do it on this website, and that's not how they would do it when they do test you, okay? The other way you can do this is a different way. If you don't like the way we did this, you could take y equals 1x plus b. And you have a bunch of options for y. Let's use this one right here. Let's use 0, actually. I'm going to take that y, which is 0, and plug it in. And then 1 times my x. If I choose that as my y, I have to use the one that's right beside that, which is a 3. So that's 1 times 3 plus b. So 0 equals, well, 1 times 3 is 3 plus b. Now, what we have to do is we have to get b alone. He's not alone, so we're going to draw a line, and we're going to subtract 3 to both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0, cancels out. 0 minus 3 is -3, and then we bring down our b. So our y-intercept is going to be -3. So if you were to use it this way, you would come over here and go, well, my equation is y equals 1x, and that's for y equals mx plus b. We just figured out b is -3, so you're going to take that -3 and you're going to plug it in right there. Hopefully this clarifies some things for the next few problems you're going to do. We can do one more real quickly. If you're ready to go on, you can go ahead and go on, or you can stay here and follow suit. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Y equals mx plus b. Remember, m is good. It's slope. B is our y-intercept. Now, for slope, remember, you do your change in y over your change in x. Now, unfortunately, these are all negatives, which I don't like. So I'm going to go from -38 to negative 57. So what I would just do is 57 minus 38. If you had a calculator on your hand, that'd be great to use. I unfortunately don't because I'm using my phone. So I'm going to do some good old math this way. So 17 minus 8, that's 9. 4 minus 3 is 1. So I know I went from negative 38 to negative 57, so I changed by 19. Now, did I get more positive or more negative? Well, just because these numbers are getting bigger doesn't mean this is going to be a positive 19. Think about it like getting more in debt. You don't want to get more in debt or owe your parents money. So that's going to be a minus 19. And these are all going up by ones. So we're not quite done yet. My change in y in this case is negative 19 divided by 1. Well, what's negative 19 divided by 1? It's negative 19. So you can take this and you can plug this into your equation, y equals negative 19x, and you can write it like plus b. Now, we don't know what b is yet, and you need to know it for the next few problems. So what we could do is the way where you work backwards, or we could do it this way, and I'll show you the other way first this time. So y equals negative 19x plus b. I'm going to pick 2 and negative 38. Now, y is negative 38 equals negative 19 times 2 plus b. And what we could do is we could work these out. So negative 19 times 2, that's going to be negative number. I am going to be old-fashioned and work it out just to make sure. That's going to get me 38 plus b, negative 38. Now we want to get my b alone, so I'm going to subtract this to both sides. So negative 38 plus 38, that's actually going to cancel out. And it actually does the same thing again. Negative 38 plus 38 is 0. So 0 equals b. So right now my equation looks like it's going to be y equals negative 19x plus 0. So let's see if that's really the case, okay? So I'm going to come over here, and this is an optional way for you to do it, is you can work backwards. Remember, you're looking for when x is 0. There's no 0 on the x, so I'm going to go minus 1, that gets me 1, minus 1 again, that gets me 0. So I need to do 2 loops here. So I need to do negative 19, so this time I need to add 19. So I need to figure out what negative 38 plus 19 is. So I'm working this out over here on the side real quick. Give me a second. It actually gets me 19. Not just 19, it's negative 19. So I got to do it again, plus 19. Well, negative 19 plus 19 gets me 0. So it turns out I did it right. Now, remember, they're never going to write plus 0 out on the side. They're always just going to write y equals negative 19x and leave it alone. Hopefully this clarified. If you're still struggling, please don't hesitate to email me and let me know if you're okay, if you need some more clarification.